What if I told you that the pain you are brushing off is just getting older could be your body's final warning? Do not go anywhere, because what I am about to share could literally save your life. Welcome back. I am so glad you are here today, because this topic is one that I feel does not get nearly enough attention. Every single day, millions of Americans over 50 wake up with some kind of ache or pain, a stiff knee, a dull throb in the back, a weird pressure in the chest, and almost all of us do the same thing. We tell ourselves this is just part of getting older, but here is the truth that your doctor might not have time to explain during a 15-minute visit. Not all pain is normal. Some of it is your body waving a red flag, urgently and desperately asking for help. Today we are going to walk through the most common normal-seeming pains that are actually serious warning signs. We will talk about what they might mean, when you need to act fast, and what you can do right now to protect yourself. Stay until the end, because I have saved the most surprising one for last. Let us get into it. Let us start with the big one, chest pain. Most people know that chest pain can signal a heart attack, but here is what most people do not know. Heart attacks in people over 50, especially in women, often do not feel like the crushing dramatic chest pain you see in movies. Instead, it might feel like a dull, heavy pressure, like someone is sitting on your chest. It might feel like a mild burning sensation, almost like heartburn. It could be a subtle tightness that comes and goes, or discomfort that travels to the jaw, the left arm, or the upper back. Here is a real scenario. Imagine a 58-year-old woman. Let us call her Patricia. She had been feeling a strange pressure in her chest for 3 days. It was not sharp. It did not stop her from cooking dinner or watching TV. She figured it was acid reflux and took some antacids. But that pressure was her heart slowly being starved of blood. According to the American Heart Association, women are more likely than men to experience these atypical heart attack symptoms, and they are more likely to delay seeking help. That delay can be the difference between life and death. So what should you do if you feel chest pressure or discomfort, especially with shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, or lightheadedness? Call 911. Do not drive yourself. Do not wait and see. Call 911 immediately. And even if it turns out to be nothing serious, you will never regret getting checked. Here is one that shocks most people. Pain in the calves or legs when you walk. Now I know what you are thinking. Of course my legs hurt when I walk. I am not 30 anymore. But there is a very specific kind of leg pain that is a serious medical warning sign, and it is called claudication. This is a symptom of peripheral artery disease, or PAD. Here is how it works. When your arteries become narrowed or blocked, usually from years of cholesterol buildup, your muscles do not get enough blood during physical activity. The result is a cramping, aching, or heaviness in your calves, thighs, or buttocks that shows up when you walk and disappears when you rest. That pattern of pain during walking and relief during rest is the key clue you need to watch for. PAD affects approximately 8 to 10 million Americans, and it is far more common in people over 50, especially those with diabetes, high blood pressure, or a history of smoking. Why does it matter so much? Because PAD is not just a leg problem. It is a whole-body artery problem. People with PAD have a significantly higher risk of heart attack and stroke. The real danger is that many people assume the pain is just arthritis or muscle soreness, and so they slow down their activity. That is actually the worst thing you can do, because the disease continues to progress silently. If you notice pain in your legs that comes on during walking and goes away with rest, especially if your legs feel cold, look pale, or have slow-healing sores, please talk to your doctor. A simple ankle brachial index test can diagnose PED in just a few minutes. Have you ever had a headache that came out of nowhere? Sudden, intense, unlike any headache you have ever had before? If so, pay very close attention to this section. Most headaches are tension headaches or migraines. They are miserable, but they are not life-threatening. But there is a specific type of headache that neurologists call a thunderclap headache, and it is a medical emergency. A thunderclap headache comes on suddenly and reaches its maximum intensity within 60 seconds. People describe it as the worst headache of their life. It may also come with a stiff neck, sensitivity to light, confusion, or vomiting. This type of headache can signal a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which is bleeding in the space surrounding the brain, from a ruptured aneurysm. This is a life-threatening emergency and requires immediate medical attention. Think of it this way. Your brain is one of the most protected organs in your body. It lives inside a thick skull. When it is sending pain signals this loud and this sudden, it is screaming for help. Imagine a 62-year-old retired teacher named Gerald. He was watching football when he suddenly grabbed his head and said something is wrong. This is the worst headache I have ever had in my life. His wife called 911. He was in surgery within the hour. The doctors told him later that if he had waited another 30 minutes, he likely would not have survived. Please remember this. If you or someone you love experiences a sudden severe headache that feels completely different from normal, call 911 right away. Do not take aspirin and lie down. Get emergency help immediately. Back pain is practically a rite of passage after 50. We bend over to pick something up, and suddenly we are reaching for the heating pad. But there are certain types of back pain that are not coming from your muscles or spine at all. They are actually coming from your internal organs, and this is one of the most commonly missed warning signs in adults over 50. The first type to watch for is a pulsing or throbbing pain in the lower back or abdomen, especially in men, that feels deep inside and does not change when you move or change position. This can be a sign of an abdominal aortic aneurysm, which is a dangerous bulge in the body's largest blood vessel. If it ruptures, survival rates drop dramatically, and every minute counts. The second type is back pain that combines with pain radiating around to your side or lower abdomen, especially if you also have a fever, chills, or painful urination. This pattern may indicate a kidney infection or kidney stone. These conditions need prompt treatment to prevent serious and permanent kidney damage. The third type is persistent mid-back or upper back pain that does not respond to rest, heat, or over-the-counter pain relievers, especially when combined with unexplained weight loss or fatigue. This warrants a serious conversation with your doctor, as it can sometimes be associated with deeper issues involving the pancreas, lungs, or other internal structures. Here is the golden rule. If your back pain came on suddenly and severely, especially along with other symptoms like fever, abdominal pain, or shortness of breath, do not assume it is just your back. Get evaluated by a doctor as soon as possible. Here is something that does not get talked about enough. Pain that wakes you up from sleep. Daytime aches that ease up when you rest are usually mechanical pain, meaning they come from muscles, joints, or nerves that get strained during activity and then recover with rest. Annoying, but often manageable. But pain that wakes you from deep sleep is a completely different signal. Your body is in its most relaxed and healing state when you are sleeping. Pain that is strong enough to break through that state is telling you something very important. Night pain, especially in the joints, can be a sign of inflammatory arthritis like rheumatoid arthritis, which tends to be most active at night. It can also indicate bone cancer or bone metastasis, particularly if the pain is deep, constant, and localized to one specific area. In some cases, it can mean a serious bone or joint infection or advanced spinal stenosis where nerve pain actually intensifies when the body is at rest. So let me tell you about a 66-year-old man named Robert. He had been waking up every night with severe hip pain for 6 weeks. He figured it was just his arthritis flaring up again. His daughter finally convinced him to get an MRI. The scan revealed bone metastasis from a prostate cancer that had never been diagnosed. Because they found it when they did, doctors were able to treat it aggressively, and Robert is still with his family today. The lesson is this: pain that disrupts your sleep on a repeated basis is not just aging. It deserves a real medical evaluation. One practical thing you can do starting today is keep a simple pain journal. Write down when the pain happens, how intense it is on a scale of 1 to 10, what makes it better or worse, and whether it ever wakes you up at night. Bring that journal to your doctor appointment. It gives your doctor invaluable information that can lead to a faster and more accurate diagnosis. All right, let us bring it all together. We talked about 5 types of pain that many people over 50 brush off as just a normal part of aging, but that can actually signal serious and even life-threatening conditions. Number 1 is chest pressure or discomfort, which may signal a heart attack, especially when it presents with atypical symptoms in women. Number 2 is leg pain while walking that eases with rest, which could be peripheral artery disease. Number 3 is a sudden severe headache unlike anything you have felt before, which may indicate a brain bleed or aneurysm. Number 4 is back pain that does not respond to rest and comes with other symptoms which may involve internal organs. And number 5 is pain that wakes you from sleep, which can signal inflammatory disease, bone problems, or cancer. I want to say something important before we close. I am not trying to scare you. I am not trying to make you feel like every ache is a death sentence. You deserve to enjoy your life, to move freely, to do the things you love without fear. But knowledge is power. And knowing the difference between the aches that age naturally brings and the signals that demand your attention, that knowledge can give you more years, better health, and more time with the people you love. Please do not ignore your body. You have lived in that body for 50, 60, 70 years or more. You know when something feels different. Trust that instinct. Advocate for yourself with your doctor. Ask the hard questions. If this video helped you today, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button because we put out content like this every single week, designed specifically for people in your stage of life. Share this video with someone you love. It might be the most important thing they see all week. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.